Hello and welcome to Love Zone on Vanguard Life. My name is Precious Chukudi and I'll be doing this with
Damdulog Mashakin.
Alright, you're welcome to the show. And today we're going to be talking about, is it possible for you to find love this festive period? I mean, Christmas is a week away from today, and how people say like they had just got back, they are back right now. Some of them will come back to the country to look for wives that they will marry, and then take to the abroad, and things like that always happen. You find people who say, they've spent a couple of months. Why are you laughing at?
Don't you just saying that, it just reminded me of a post I saw with many I'm back. We really, really need many people into trouble this time around. People coming back. It's always normal. Every December, every festive period, you just see people like, yeah, I'm back. You're up for that outing. Are you up for this? Are you up for that? But it's common.
All right. According to a USA, report, it says that around the festive period, approximately about 50 million messages are sent on dating platforms, and 1 million dates starts to take place during the festive period. And that's one of the reasons why we decided that, okay, since a lot of people will be looking for, their bone of their bones, flesh of their flesh, why don't we talk about this today on Love Zone? And we're talking about how is it possible to find,
Your second half.
second half.
I mean, that's what they say. I mean, sorry, it's my I think there was something I was like, okay, I'm so sorry, but I won't tell you that you've done this, but I'm going to tell you that you found your second half. And I was like, don't found it.
Second half.
Second half, please. So, is it possible for you to find your second half? That's
during this festive period, for people who are hoping on love. I mean, that's what Love Zone program is about, for you to find, love. Also, people are also looking out for, some tender loving care. We do all that on this program, but today we're going to be focusing on, is it possible to find love, really? And I want to ask you, do you think it's possible to find love during this festive period?
It's possible if you actually follow the right means, or you are really, really serious. Put your mind into it. There's a lot of things for you to do this festive period, and so many cautions for you to follow if you want to find your. I mean, some people will be lucky and some might not be lucky. I mean, we've heard a lot of pastors prophesying this year that this year is for your man is gonna come, this one. So it's still possible. I mean, how many days to the year end? It's still let's not say, some will say it's a long time, while some will say a short time, but let me not tell you, it's still a long time for you to get a woman.
It's still a long time. I mean, Christmas is just a week away. New Year is just like 2 weeks away. Before we cross into the new year, I think it's a long time for us for people who are looking for their love interest to find love. And as a result of that, we'll be giving you some tips that will guide you in your process of looking for love this festive period. And these tips should guide you really, because like I said, I just got back. I just got back. That's like the IGB or whatever they call them. They're around, and usually, if you're not careful, if you don't play smart, they will smart you up. When I mean like smart you up, you might just be wherever you are, and then you're thinking that you found love, and then you just realize that this person is either joking around with you. And that's why one of the tips that we'll be talking about is when you meet people on like the first date. When you meet them on the first date, you should be careful of those who are asking you to send them money, and anything, no matter the amount. You should be very careful about those kind of people. In fact, stop every form of communication. Save yourself from having heartbreaks. These days now, I remember the heartbreak thing when it was trending on Twitter, and a lot of people were recounting how they went through heartbreak, how some of them were like they were crossing the road and didn't realize they were crossing the road. I mean, I do not want that for
a lot of people.
So it's very important that during this festive period you should be wary of people who you're going to meet for the first time, and you're going to start saying, send me money, send me money. All those kind of people, be wary of them.
Give me money.
I'm telling you, those kind of people, you should be wary of them.
You should. It's something that you should really be careful of, because sometimes in our DM you might be chatting with a person for a long time, maybe a month or 2 months, and they just tell you, okay, send me 2K and all that, send me 3K, send me this and send me that. You feel like you're really close to that person, and the first day, and it's just something that would never end, because it's something that will continue. And before your first date, you meet and You might end up having to pay for everything, and the person might actually not even be serious. So you have to really be careful of people asking you to send money.
Yeah, another one is if you eventually want to meet these people, ensure that you don't meet them in an isolated area. Now, when I talk about isolated area, ensure that before you meet these people, give a trusted friend or a trusted family friend their name, their contact, location of where you guys are going to meet, because it's really important in this period of where insecurity is on the increase. You do not want to be used as a bait. We've heard of a lot of meet up dates, situation where maybe they eventually killed the girl or the guy got robbed, or one or two things. These stories are things that you want to avoid in this festive period. So ensure that if you are a lady, you can ask your love interest or someone who you are hoping to maybe date or meet during this period to meet you in a place that you see as very an open place. And
so make the choice instead of the man making the choice. So you should choose yourself.
So you can make this person meet you up in in an open place. There are fast food restaurants, open places, naturally, not necessarily restaurants. It could be, you guys can go for
mart, supermarket. You can go for shopping or anything, but make sure it's somewhere that is very open, that you'll be safe, and also your partner will be safe, because both of them can actually be at risk for each other. So it depends on if it's the man, if it's the woman. Just make sure the place is open for both of you, and don't forget that. Make sure you leave your contact with the person that you trust, your family members. Let's not make that dating secretive, because sometimes we're like, okay, I don't want my family members to know, I don't want my friends to know that I'm doing this, but you need to make someone aware.
And that part of, because I know these days now we have a lot of people who are secretly dating people and their family members do not know about it, which is completely very bad. I find it bad that you're seeing someone and there's not one person or two people who know about this person, because this is where situations like where they can kill people or use them for rituals always occur. And also, to another good side of letting people know where you're going to during where you're going to have to meet up with people is because of situations like day trip. Today I was on social media and I saw a particular actress, also singer rather, she's a singer. She came out and was saying that a guy who asked her out for a dinner date, she said the guy raped her. That's what she was alleging, and the story has gone on, and she's like, she's going to make sure she sues the guy, and she's in a point of depression. She's at a state of depression and she doesn't like how she's feeling and all of those kinds. So to avoid situations like that, never meet anybody in an isolated area. Ensure that you give someone close to you, or some people would even get a chaperone. Like I was talking to you the other time, they would say, okay, I'm bringing a friend, but they might literally not tell the person they are coming to meet that I'm bringing someone. So the friend might just stay maybe at the extreme of wherever they are meeting, just to keep a close eye on them, just in case if maybe the date goes awry or something bad happens. So these are things that people do just to ensure that they protect themselves if they go out, on a date with anybody. Also, you must also learn how to be honest as possible. You're going to meet somebody for the first time. You do not want to be saying yes. Honest.
You just saying being honest. That just reminding me of so many stories that I know I've read, and some things that I've really witnessed. You not being honest, can really lead to bad things later on, and it can backfire. You never can tell if that relationship is going to last, or if it is something that's just going to be. We've even seen that sometimes it comes back to bite us, because you don't know where you're going to be in future, and sometimes they're going to even come up with evidence that you lied to me, you said this that time. So you really need to be honest.
So you need to be honest. Whatever. If you're looking for ways to build like a serious relationship, you need to be honest. And lying really does complicate a lot of things. It does complicate a lot of things. But even in your form of being honest, I'm not advising you to go on a date and then you start to tell everything about yourself. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that.
Your ATM password.
No. So you need to be very careful. There are questions to ask on a first date. There are things you need to be, speaking about to whoever your love interest or who you're going on a date with on the first date. So I'm not saying you should reel out everything about yourself, but be very, very strategic with your questions, be strategic with how you answer these questions. They are very, very important. Avoid lying, because in eventualities, or in a case whereby you guys eventually start to even date, you do not want to start to tell the person, oh, when I met you, I'm sorry I lied about my age, or I lied about my family, or I lied about my job, or I lied about anything, it becomes, the person starts to question your character. If is this person a very trustworthy person? Can I trust this person enough, to be in a relationship with this person? So avoid lying at all. Don't even lie.
Don't build your relationship on lies. That's the main thing.
Another one is also always expect person to be 50% less attractive than their profile depicts. I don't know why you're laughing, but also this is the best way to avoid disappointment. And if it turns out that your profile was quite accurate, then you can count your blessings. Now, don't tell me why you're laughing.
We have so many. It just reminds me of Snapchat and some other applications, apps, to filter your pictures and all that. So I think you need to lower the standard, lower it more than the photograph, at least 50% or 40%. Expect like 40% so that you won't be disappointed. Because many people have been disappointed for a long time. Imagine seeing someone and telling the person that introduce me as a friend, telling your friend to introduce you to a guy, and the next thing you meet the person and the person is less than what you expect. It's disappointing.
These things always happen a lot of times. Like you see someone's picture. Like a friend of mine basically saw a guy's picture. I was like, this guy is so handsome. Like, how can keep talking. No, just continue. This guy is so handsome. You meet this guy, and she's like, the next thing she said, they start to talk, and she's like, okay, send me your other picture, because she only saw one side of the guy's face. And she's like, send me your other picture, and she's like, oh my god. And
that side is the best side. You have your best side.
Yeah, people have their angles for pictures, and then the guy sends his other picture, and he's like, no, this cannot be what I saw. And a lot of times it happens for the guys too. They see a girl, this girl is very fine, and everything, maybe. Or they just see the face. They do not know how the rest of the person's body really looks like. I'm not saying that it really does matter, but I'm saying that, because for some of these people, there are some certain things that they are attracted to. So when they see someone's face, one of the things they think about is how the person does really look like. So there's so much expectation. So when they eventually meet this person, sometimes they are even disappointed. Sometimes, a couple of times, when you watch some Nollywood movies where maybe the guy is supposed to meet a girl, next thing the guy is somewhere, he's like, okay, what are you wearing? That kind of thing.
And the person comes there like, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not the right
person. Don't even work like that. This is how it works. Like the guy calls the girl and say, okay, I can see you now. Where are you now? I'm inside. I'm wearing color white. Color white what? Okay, can you stand up so I can see you well? And then the girl stands up, and then the guy is like, shouldn't this be where you invite? No. And next thing he just does take off, and the guy's like, I can't locate you now. Where are you now? And then that's the end. Like they'll say, the guy don't jackpot, that kind of thing. So to avoid things like that, you need to really lower your expectations. If you've seen someone in their pictures and you see them as very handsome or very fine or very beautiful, try as much as you can to bring down your expectations. So when you see them in physical, you will not be disappointed. Yeah. Okay, lastly, on our tips, we do really hope that these tips have been quite helpful. And if you're thinking of hooking up with somebody during this festive period, you use these tips. But the last one is go out, have fun. Don't be anxious, and remember that meeting someone online or meeting somebody during this period is not just the only way to meet people. You can meet people in different gatherings. It's not just only during this festive period that you can meet people. You can meet people at any point of your life or at any time. So be very, very open-minded. Also, go out there and expose yourself to new places and experience where you are likely to meet someone you like. So
just socialize. Socialize. Go to places, go to gatherings, and the ones that you can actually go to, because your second half might be there, so you never can guess. But it can be your brother's friend, it can be your friend's friend. You understand? So it depends on that. So just socialize. Take some time off for yourself this season. Calm your nerves down. If you try to calm the stress down a little, I think you will have, when you even go to some of these gatherings, sometimes if you are stressed and you go to these gatherings and someone just comes to meet you that moment, you might actually send that person off. But if you are less stressed and you socialize, I believe you will see, you meet Mr. Right. So definitely you can meet your love interest.
And Mrs. Right too, because I don't want to only say women are the only
ones. No, including men. Of course, they have, people that are coming back, they are really looking for others. Some people are going going to get married this year.
What happens to people that are in Nigeria? Are they not seeing people that are in Nigeria too?
That is the issue. We have people here that are expecting those coming back. You understand? So people tell you, no, my standard, even though you don't know if the person is just going there to wash toilets, but we expect that when you're coming
really
back, and I have to do that. I'm telling you, I think I know someone that's, outside the country. What he does is just, I think he works in a ranch or something like that. And when he comes back, there's this expectation, the brothers, everybody, they're all trying to cool down. I'm like, man, this guy works in the ranch. Give him a break. Let him take care of himself. Let him stay, understand? But we have people waiting for uncles to come back from.
All right. So, like Shears rightly said, ensure you have fun. Just have fun. If you're going to go out on a date with a guy or with a girl, whatever gender you are, ensure you are very open-minded. And it's not necessary that because you're going to go out with somebody around this time that you guys must actually date. Because most times, some people have it in their head that, I'm going out with this babe, so at the end of the day, I'm expecting to ask her out and for her to say yes to me, or I'm expecting him to ask me out for me to say yes to him. Don't be open-minded. Don't have any form of expectation that you guys, because sometimes people go on first dates, and those first dates eventually become the last date
because there's no connection.
There's no connection, or they don't even feel the person. They eventually find out that this person is not who they really like, or how.
And I believe some people are actually better off as friends than dating. So you might go out for your first date and you're better off as friends. So don't expect every date is going to lead to a relationship.
So be open-minded, just have fun. It's the festive period. Even I know that it can be quite controlled during this period because COVID-19 too is also out there. But in events of where there are places where you can actually hang out and still go through the COVID-19 protocols, ensure that you walk around these protocols and ensure that you and the person you're meeting is safe. In all honesty, everything that you need to really put in your mind right now is your safety. It's very important. Safety, health-wise, safety in your environment, safety. I think safety is just key in whatever you're going to do during this festive period in your relationship or having fun with anybody. We hope that these few tips of ours have been quite helpful and would help you going out during this festive period. If you're trying to hook up with somebody or date someone, we hope that you imbibe this tip in when you meet someone. And I think this is where we're going to have to call it a wrap. But remember that you can equally like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms sharing on your screen. As well as you want to find out more, you can go on our website www.vanguardngr.com to find out more of our top stories and also love stories. We have stories of love. You can find that on our website. Till I come your way next time, I remain Precious Chukudi and
Damlola Ogunshaki.
Thank you for watching and have a fabulous weekend.
And also socialize this weekend.